If you're wondering whether you can afford to live alone in London, this video is for you. Is £1,250 a month enough for a flat in London? Well, it gets you this stunning studio in North London, or a place where you can cook without leaving your bed. Let's see if we can find you a home that doesn't look like a prison cell. I'm going to show you real listings currently available for a budget of £1,250 a month or less. Each month, I analyze hundreds of listings to find the best deals. I'll link the playlist here if you want to watch more content like this. Now, let's see what this budget gets you right now. We're starting with this studio that is listed at £1,200 a month and that is located in northwest London, just south of Wembley. It's right between Alperton Station and Hunger Lane Station, about a 10-minute walk from both. It's about 27 square meters or 295 square feet, which is a good size for a studio, and it has a separate kitchen that has a window as well as integrated storage. The building itself looks nice and it's not directly on the main road, so it should be pretty quiet. In the main room, there is space for a sofa and a double bed. They chose to put a Murphy bed so you can push the bed back up during the day to have even more space. But even with the bed down, there is enough space for a little living room area with a TV, a coffee table, and a decent sofa. The flat is also very bright and has 3 windows on 2 different walls, so that's great. The kitchen is a real highlight. There is plenty of storage, a large countertop, a washing machine, and a proper oven. There is even space for a small table and a couple of chairs. And there is a window as we saw in the floor plan, which is very useful if you don't want to smell like your dinner every morning. And finally, the bathroom is fine. There is a bath, there is a bit of storage, and is fully tiled. There is also a communal garden and an allocated parking space. This is amazing for a studio at this price. If you think £1,200 is a lot for a studio, you are right, it is expensive. But honestly, this is the bare minimum for a decent human standard of living in London right now. If you want your own place, of course. Because look what happens when we try to save just £200. I searched for studios at the £1,000 mark, and this is what I found. I have no words. There is nothing right in this picture. The quality of the photo itself is horrific and looks like it was taken with a 30-year-old camera. There is no window, there are 2 beds, including one randomly positioned in front of the door. There is this weird bit of carpet here. Are you ready for the kitchen? I mean, it looks like we are in an abandoned building, right? Again, everything is wrong here. The state of the walls and floor, the ceiling with dark marks, even the inside of the cupboard is disgusting. And finally, this is the bathroom, which I wouldn't use even if you paid me £1,000,000. But I guess compared to the rest, it is the least scary. But that's not all. The description is the most hilarious thing I've seen in a long time. A cozy basement studio. Cozy? Open plan living and sleeping area. What? A recently renovated bathroom. Really? I am honestly speechless. Can you imagine what kind of persons the agent and the landlord are? Awful. I used to have a monthly series focused on this budget, but unfortunately, it's not possible to find decent accommodation at this price right now. I'll link the playlist here if you're curious to see what you could get for £1,000 a month just a few months ago. So this joke of a studio is exactly what we are trying to avoid. But this video is about showing you what we can actually get in our budget. Places that feel like a home where you will enjoy spending time. And the next place does just that. This studio is listed at £1,200 a month and it is also in North London, in the neighbourhood of Neasden this time. The closest station is Neasden and it's just a 2-minute walk. The place is slightly unusual, but it looks great. It's quite spacious and there is this little raised area where they put the mattress. The mattress clearly needs to be changed, but that's something that could be negotiated just before signing the lease. The kitchen is great. There is a proper stove oven, a washing machine and a dishwasher, as well as plenty of storage and lots of counter space. There is only a tiny fridge though, which is definitely a downside. If it was me, I would have put a full-size fridge here in this corner and moved the TV somewhere else. But other than that, this kitchen is great. Here we have a table and 4 chairs, which is not a must-have in my opinion in such a tiny studio. If it was me, I would remove them to create a little living room area, for example something like this. We could have a sofa with a coffee table and create a proper living room that, yes, would be kind of in the kitchen, but it's always nice to have somewhere else to chill that is not your bed. Then in the sleeping area, as I said, the mattress could be changed and we could add a bit more storage. Moving to the bathroom, it's fine. This door is broken in the picture, so you will need to check during your viewing that it has been fixed. But other than that, it's a good size, it's fully tiled, and there is a nice mirror. There is also storage, and the shower is larger than average. So it's very promising. By the way, if you're looking for a place in London and want to avoid the scams and bad listings we've just seen, I'd love to help you fast-track your search. You can click the link below to connect with me so we can find your dream home together. The general rule in London is, the closer you get to the center, the higher the price. However, I found an exception to this rule. This flat is listed at £1,148 a month and it is in northwest London in Cricklewood. It's about a 10-minute walk from both Cricklewood and Kilburn stations. It's 20 square meters or 200 square feet, so a bit smaller. And it's basically one room with a bed, a small table, and a small kitchen. I'll be honest, the furnishing is not the best, so I prepared a better furnished version to show you what the place could look like. But if we look at the pros, there is a large window that brings in a lot of light. In the kitchen part, we only have a small stove, but we have a proper oven and there is a lot of storage. And the bathroom is fine. It's not big, but it's in good condition. It's fully tiled, we have a mirror and a bit of storage. Now, I promised you a complete revamp of this room, so here it is. I decided to swap the bed for a Murphy bed that can be used as a sofa during the day. And then at night, you just pull out the bed and enjoy your proper mattress. Now, you might think that this is a good area to find bargain listings. But hold on, the London market is incredibly inconsistent. Just around the corner from that studio, I found another listing. The price is similar, the location is the same, but the value is completely different. This other studio is located in the same neighborhood, but just a bit more south. It's a 2-minute walk from Neasden Green Station. It's exactly the same size, but it's listed at £100 more. The main area is fine, although the furnishing is not super appealing, but the real issue is the kitchen. If we look at the floor plan, the kitchen is right by the entrance. And indeed, in the picture there is a sink and a fridge, as well as a bit of storage. Nothing to cook though. No hob, no oven, no microwave. But don't worry, the landlord thought of everything. They put the cooker in the middle of the bedroom. Just like that, on its own. What the actual hell? How are you supposed to cook with this setup on a daily basis? It's insane what some people will do to squeeze as much money as possible from tenants, and it is disgusting. So if we look back at the previous studio, yes, it is also small with only basic equipment. But at least you don't have to cross the entire flat just to fry an egg. I'm even more shocked knowing that about a couple of years ago, I paid less for a studio in Zone 1, and they couldn't be more different. I actually made a video about this studio. I'll link it here if you want to see what I got for the price. I think we can agree that sleeping next to your oven is not the dream. So let's leave North London entirely and head east. Usually this is where you find better connections and modern buildings for the same budget. This studio is listed at £1,200 a month and we are in East London near Limehouse. Limehouse DLR station is less than a 5-minute walk. The place looks slightly crowded because there is quite a lot of furniture as well as the tenant's personal belongings, but I think there is potential. First of all, as we can see in the picture, there is space for a double bed as well as a sofa and even a small desk. Then on this side there is a big wardrobe and a little living room area with a sofa and a TV. And I think we could add a coffee table. The kitchen corner is great. There is a washing machine, a proper oven, a microwave and a small fridge. A bit of storage, a bit of counter space and a window. And finally, the bathroom is a bit old. Not necessarily my style, but it's fine and it's a decent size. The toilet looks a bit weird, but this is just something to double check during a viewing. We are now heading south, where I found a listing that solves the biggest single complaint that people have about living in a small place. This property is advertised at £1,250 a month and it is in South London. The closest station is New Cross Gate, which is a 10-minute walk away. What I like about this place is that there is a proper separated sleeping area. It's almost 28 square meters or 300 square feet, and we have distinct spaces for bedroom, living room and kitchen, as well as integrated storage. The reception room is an okay size, but the furnishing is very minimal. So I created a better version of the room with AI to see what it could look like. This is what I've done. I kept the original furniture because the place is rented furnished, but we could add a bit of accessories and a TV to make it look more like a proper living room. Moving to the bedroom area, there is space for a double bed and not much more. Although we could probably create some custom bedside tables if you want to have somewhere to put your stuff. I know I like to have a glass of water and maybe my phone charging on the side, not on the floor. But other than that, you have storage under the bed, which is very practical, and there is also a window here, so it's great. Let's look at the kitchen now. It's a very good size and there is everything you need. There is a window, a full-size fridge, and a proper oven. It might be missing a bit of storage because they didn't make the most of the space on the walls, but it's still acceptable. And this is the bathroom. We actually have a bath here, which is rare in a studio. Now, I was curious to see if our budget could stretch to a completely different kind of neighborhood. So I took a look at Richmond. It's usually known for being pricey, but I found one option that might actually work. The studio is advertised at £1,250 a month and we are an 8-minute walk from Richmond station. It's 20 square meters or 213 square feet, so it's not big. But interestingly, we have a separate toilet. This is what the main room looks like. It's on the last floor, so we have a roof window. The kitchen is kind of basic. It doesn't look super modern and it looks like we're missing a couple of doors. There isn't a lot of countertop space, but we have a good sized fridge, a proper oven and a washing machine. I also tried to furnish the place to show you what it could look like. We could have a double bed as well as a small living room area. This is the bedroom corner where we could have the double bed, and on this side we could put a sofa with a little coffee table and a bit of storage. Finally, this is the shower room with mirrors, storage, and an old shower. And then on this side we have the separated toilet. It's also in this nice building where we have a communal garden, which is a highlight. So Richmond is great, but the commute can be a deal breaker. If you want similar quality but need to be closer to the action, the next one could be for you. This property is advertised at £1,150 a month and we are just north of Finsbury Park. The closest station is Haringey Green Lanes, which is an 8-minute walk. It's 18 square meters or 193 square feet. This place is not the biggest, but it's been fully refurbished and it looks great. We have these huge windows that make the place very bright. It's unfurnished here, so this is what I created. I think we could either have a sofa bed and a closet, or we could have a Murphy bed and a small sofa. Moving to the kitchen area, it's not big. We only have a small stove, but we have a proper oven as well as a washing machine and a bit of storage. The bathroom, however, is a highlight. It looks brand new, it's fully tiled, there is storage, and it's high quality. I approve. So it's not easy to find, but there are some decent options still available right now. If you want to see what else you can get in this budget, click here to watch my latest selection.